Chelsea. So there are a few things that are just absolutely necessary for our survival. These are things that most of us have access to, things like shelter, food, and water. But even though clean drinking water is one of the things that is just like baseline for survival, it's something that a lot of people go without today. This is something that's really kind of come home to Americans recently because of events like the Flint water crisis and all the hurricanes we've been having. It's a very widespread problem. Usually people only turn to it because there are no viable alternatives, usually as the result of a natural disaster or of really poor waste management by local governments. It's been a major issue for a lot of the world for a really long time. In a study done by the World Health Organization, it was estimated that 844 million people don't have a basic drinking water service. So that would be like a well or running water. And according to BMC Public Health, 1.9 million's water sources are unclean or contaminated, and World Health Organization put that as high as 2 million. And contaminated water can lead to dysentery, diarrheal diseases, and cholera. And in Rwanda, 80% of diseases are waterborne, according to a study done by Abbott. So this is a very widespread problem that affects a lot of people across the board, all over the world. But what is the cause of it? Usually people only drink contaminated water because there are no alternatives to it. This has been the case in Puerto Rico recently. After the hurricane, people have been drinking from contaminated sites, even though there are signs warning of the danger, just because there are no alternatives to it. When there hasn't been a natural disaster like that, though, usually it's because there's really poor waste management by the government. In a study done by the International Journal of Child Health and Human Development, it was found that in Zambia, often waste is dumped into local water sources because their waste collection system is really inefficient and doesn't work very well. While these problems certainly still exist and are still a problem, a lot of organizations are taking steps to attempt to improve the situation. Some organizations that are attempting to help are the World Health Organization, and they provide methods for testing water and standards for testing water. And guidelines for safe drinking water. Pure Water for the World, they provide communities with water filters and purification systems and also educational opportunities, so like helping them understand how to avoid contaminated water. And Healing Hands International, who will go around helping drill wells, and they employ local employees, and they fund these with Walks for Water. They have them in all these different cities. They're having one in Denton soon. So all of these organizations are attempting to address the issue. Some disagree on how effective they are, but they're all attempting to do something about it. In conclusion, clean drinking water is one of the most fundamental necessities for survival, but it's something that a whole lot of people go without still. They usually only drink it because it's their only alternative, and it's often because of a natural disaster or poor government control. Organizations such as the World Health Organization, Pure Water for the World, and Healing Hands International are attempting to address the problem. It's a problem that will probably be around for a while, but it's gaining widespread attention. Thank you guys for your time.